John here from John's Fishing Channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out on the lake today. It's windy, it's cold. There's a haze on the lake. I don't know what's going to be biting. The water temperature is actually up because it's been warm the last few days. But I have a musky rod with me with some bucktails, and I also have a worm rod with just some worms. So that's what I'll be fishing today, and hopefully we can get a couple fish in the boat. I'm freezing. I've got double layers on, top to bottom, boots, all that good stuff. So hopefully this trip we get a fish or two and it's worth it.
All right, so we're pulling from the bucket today of worms. I'm gonna start out throwing worms on this point, then I'm gonna go around the point and I'll throw a musky bucktail. But I don't know if you can see how cool it is out there, but man, it's pretty windy. I'm in the sheltered area of the lake right now. Once you get out in the open water, it is windy and cold. It's kind of strange. I've never been out here when it's been foggy like this, except for today at night. I mean, in the morning sometimes they'll have this fog, but it's midday, so that's 7 p.m. And it's just kind of odd that this fog's out. Alright, we got the first fish on of the day. He dropped it. Crap. That was a messed up cast. The wind kind of shifted on me a little bit here, but there should be fish, other fish, off the point in this log. It's kind of been a hot spot the last couple weeks. Put your back up in there. There's one. Not very big. But you know what they say, well, you know what I say, it's a good sign if the little ones are biting, because that means the big ones are probably biting too. The last fish that I had was a little bit nicer than that one. So we'll just try it again. Whoa. Decent sized fish. He wrapped me up on a stick or something when he pulled. A little bit nicer. Go back to your mama. Why don't you send big sister out here for me? There's a loon right in front of me where I cast, and he popped up next to my lure. I think a loon's a pretty smart bird, so I don't think they would ever really go for a fishing lure. I don't know if I said I was gonna Google it to see if there's a YouTube video of anybody ever catching a loon, but I haven't yet. So comment below, let me know if you like loons, if you hate them, if you got any great stories, just let me know. Well, this is a surprise. Got a bass. Nice one. That's a good sized bass right there. Going after a good sized. Hopefully he's hooked in the tongue. Didn't anticipate them being really into taking these tonight, but it's a nice bass. Gonna let him go. Gonna get myself unhooked. Try that again, huh? And I got the reel figured out. Perfecto. Got a fish on. Looks to me like it's a bass, not very big. I wonder if it's a good sign though if the bass are eating the musky lure that I'm using. That means they're eating, you know, similar food. If the muskie would come and eat this too. We shall find out. Just a little guy. Oh man, it's cold. It's about 50 degrees outside right now. The water temperature is at 71 though. It's slowly going down. I've been out here about an hour. It's gone down a degree. I've switched over to a larger spinner bucktail with a yellow blade on it. That other bucktail I was using just wasn't quite functioning the way I wanted it to. So instead of, messing around with it and yanking on it and having to deal with it, I just switched over to something a little bit more bright, different pattern, see if we get some luck with this. Make my figure 8. And the reason you do that big figure 8 like that is because sometimes the muskies will be coming from, open water because they see your bait and they'll be seeing it and they'll be swimming at it to eat it. Or they'll be just under the boat or coming a long ways, or sometimes they'll follow it and they won't want to bite it, and that rapid turn will make them instantly just go for it. But when a muskie takes something like that right next to the boat, it's awesome. I've never actually seen it in person. I've seen a video of somebody catching a muskie on a figure 8, but it's cool. It's not really the time of year to catch muskies. They get real active in the late fall, right before winter. September or October is just an amazing time to get out there and fish for them. And I've never had the opportunity to actually get up here and fish them during that time of year, so I've never caught a big one. But it'd be fun. Whew. Well, I'd say I've been doing this for about an hour. Just throwing this big bucktail out and bringing it back, throwing it out and bringing it back. Had one pretty good bite. I don't know exactly what it was. I'm assuming it was probably a bass though. I mean, it wasn't huge, but it was definitely something, 2-3 pounds, but not 10 or 15 or 20 or 30. So, I don't know how much longer I'm actually going to do this for. My hands are absolutely freezing. Got my hood up. Hopefully it's not covering the GoPro. It's not. That would have been funny. But I'm going to fish this, I don't know, till as far as I can until it gets pretty dark or my hands get frozen, whichever one happens first. But I'll probably troll this back across the lake wherever I end up. Just go ahead and wing it out there. I got this bait caster dialed in, so I'm not getting backlash anymore. Cool day though. All the fog on the lake. I also have some giant crankbaits I could toss on, but the guy at the bait shop said that everyone's been catching muskie on bucktail. Almost got the backlash figured out. The best is when you do make casts like that and then you catch a fish. It's like it was meant to be. Coming down here, big old figure 8. If a fish were to come out from under the boat and grab your hook, you would A, have to hold onto your rod, B, not crap yourself, and C, just hold it all together to actually set the hook. Alright, well, I've been throwing this muskie lure for about 2 hours, and I've caught a couple bass. That was about it. I'm gonna rack it up. I'm gonna go ahead and try to pop a few bass before I go in. My hands are freezing. It's not even funny how cold they are. But no muskie tonight. Bummer. Alright, so there's a windy point right here. I'm just go ahead and try to make maybe a dozen casts in here, see if I can actually get anything or not. A little bit of action out here. Got a fish on. Not a very big one. Big old fish on the fish finder down there. Oopsies. Alrighty, let's see here. The muskie aren't biting, but I tell you what, the bass are going nuts right now because the water's still just warm as could be. 20 degrees warmer than the air temperature. It's gonna cool down tonight, I think. The bass can feel that low pressure coming, so they just try to get, you know, their last meal in. They got all this energy from the warm water. It's pretty windy out here. My hands are freezing. Yaddy daddy dada. Fish on. Same size as the last one.
Alright guys, well it's getting cold out here. My fingers are absolutely freezing. I caught a couple fish tonight, which is kind of surprising to me. I mean, the water temperature was warm, so I knew, you know, you'd catch a little bit of fish, but the fog and haze, whatever this is rolling in. It's getting pretty thick. I can barely see across the lake, so I'm gonna head in for the night, but thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Had a blast out fishing today. Was hoping to catch a muskie, but I didn't get the chance, but hopefully next time. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you later with more fishing videos.